Hey, this is Matt once again. What about you in another video? There's another paid request, this time for Gia. Thank you so much for that, and for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, re-reviews, comparisons, rankings, whatever it may be, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box, down below. And this is a comparison between the 1987 Robocop and the 2014 Robocop. And again, this is like a no-brainer of which is better. I mean, the 87 Robocop does every single thing better. I mean, you look at, let's put it this way, look at the beginning of the original Robocop. How does it begin? Great, beautiful music by Basil Polidoris. Look at the city lights of Detroit. And then get into the news, the satire, the space program failing and the president's on there looking like a fool, the Heart Center, where to save your heart has become this cash cow commercial. Right off the bat, we're going to a satiric look, and then boom, we're in Peter Weller, Alex Murphy, getting into this job. You just see the chaos, you just see how, you know, this is a city under siege, it's in trouble, the cops can barely hold it together, they think I'm going on strike. Criminals have taken over this place. You see that there's a reason why this program, a Robocop, comes to be. Because you see the chaos, the way the cops are just disheveled and they're just almost like psychologically beaten down, like, you know, just, it's a war zone. You tell us like they're going through a war. And people in and out get killed off. A new locker opens up. Already in the first less than 10 minutes, we've established so much about the movie. Now look at the remake. What do we establish? That Sam Jackson does brrr, 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 brrr. Sam Jackson motorboating. How about you stick your head between your legs and motorboat your butt cheeks, Sam? Say no to a movie, please. Say no to a movie. Just say no to a movie. He feels like he's gotta be in every fucking thing. Star Wars, Marvel, Tarzan, Jurassic Park. Well, that was early in his career, Jurassic Park. But I gotta be in Tarzan. I gotta be in King Kong. I gotta be in Star Wars. I gotta be in Marvel. I gotta be in, you know, Robocop. I'm surprised he wasn't in the Total Recall remake. I'm surprised he wasn't in the Alien or Predator film yet. Although you never know, they're doing an Alien TV show. Maybe Sam will pop up in that. Fucking motorboating and trying to be a wannabe. I don't know if you'd call Bill O'Reilly. What the hell he's trying to be. So unclever. There's no cleverness to it. It's beating you over the head and it becomes less, not just less fun, but just less. You treat me like an idiot. You treat me like a child, movie. It doesn't help that you're comparing the two. Oh yeah, and the other bits of the 2014 Robocop's opening. Bunch of CGI, Ed 209s walk around a war zone. Someone gets killed. You don't see any impact. This is PG fucking 13. So you have an ultra-violent film like Robocop. One of the things is known for is ultra-violence. And then you get a neutered PG-13 rating in the 2014 film. The music. Can anyone remember any goddamn thing about the music except songs? I couldn't even say it because I was ready to stutter. A song that worked better was a Baby Driver. I can't remember what movie it was. It worked better than that because it seemed to fit. When I think of Robocop, I'm not thinking of a training scene where it's Hocus Pocus by Focus or whatever the fuck. Focus Pocus by Hocus. Yeah, I think it's Focus and a song called Hocus Pocus. Where there's yodeling. Do you think, when you think of Robocop, do you think of yodeling? Or they play a Wizard of Oz, If I only had a heart. Du-du-du-du-du-du. Or at the end credits going, I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won. Some shitty cover. Yeah, fuck the motorboy and just might be. But in the original, you got the Basil pull the doors, the store. Dun 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 dun, but dun dun dun, but dun 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 dun. Epic. It makes you feel like you're watching an epic movie with that score. The look of Robocop, having to do it all on set, practical, with, and Peter Weller taking the time to move because of the his mind's supposed to be like a machine, and with the use of his body, he's thinking and acting in those terms, and that mentality. You have the actual Robocop look, and the reason you don't want to see that face all the time is that by the third act, when that's off, he's regaining his humanity, his memories. That's why at the end he goes, the name's Murphy. Now, as much as I like Robocop 2, I don't like that they forget about that. In Robocop 2, that's one of the sequel's mistakes, although I still like Robocop 2. I do still like that movie, but yeah, that is one mistake it made. Was I got so frustrated with that, I kicked my desk. As much as I like Robocop 2, that is a mistake they made. I just don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be, but yeah. But in the new one, like every 5 minutes they show his full face. Every 5 minutes. And you never get a sense of him being this. The movie tries, but I still never get a sense of him being totally controlled by the company as much as like the original did. And the villains who try to kill him however you want to put it. In the original, they're such an important piece of the puzzle. They're the reason he's regaining his memories and regaining what he lost. He lost his wife and kid. It's so much of a tragic trek for our character. Like when he's walking around the home that's been sold, and the TV, like realtors talking, this pre-recorded thing. But in his eyes, he's seeing all the memories. That's such a tragic moment for that character. The best the remake does is when, let's show off these special CGI effects where he's a head, arm, and a hand. And here's like, it just looked goofy to me. I know it's supposed to look horrifying, but the way it's done, I laughed. I can't help it, because it didn't have that gross. If this was done in the 80s, it had that gross that gross physicality that it doesn't have that. It looks too slick. It looks too clean. It looks too as cold and distant of a scene as the movie is. And that's the thing. The remake is a soulless cash cow. You just swerve the camera while you're doing your training scene. But you know what? I got out of the original that one bit. That gun shoots. Does that move? Because I get why Peter Weller, Robocop's moving that way. The score is just giving you goosebumps. The blood's like, ooh, there's a visceral reaction. Which this remake has none of that. I was talking about the villains. The villains, they're why Robocop's on his journey. And by following his journey to find these guys, is how he regains it. And to get revenge. Because Robocop really is a revenge movie as well. And taking these guys out one by one. Well, not one by one, but, you know, arresting them or going to the warehouse with the drugs and stuff, taking them out. Clarence Boddicker is a cop killer. You remember Clarence Boddicker? You remember, Kurtwood Smith, bitches leave. Getting the grenade and putting it in there. Miguel Ferrer's hand. Can you fly, Bobby? The viciousness, the don't give a fuck-itis of these bad guys. The big cannons blowing up everything. I like it. There's personality. Name something about any of those villains in the remake. I dare you. Without looking it up, I dare you. I double dog dare you. Because there's no personality. There's no viciousness with neutered, bland, inconsequential villains that come off I don't even want to say Walter Texas Ranger because that's a disservice to that show. Don't say I have a Walter Texas Ranger episode. That's a disservice to that show. Whatever, name a shitty cop. Like, if there's a show that like ripped off 24, like one of those shows that come off of them, these villains. And the leads, Peter Weller owned that role. His mannerisms, his voice, he became Robocop. Joe Tinadita What Tinnaman did not. Want to say, oh yeah, PG-13, there's nothing wrong with that. The Dark Knight was PG-13. I thought it was rated R. If you think The Dark Knight was rated R, you haven't seen a lot of action movies, to be quite honest and blunt. I mean, the villains for the remake is what, Michael Keaton trying to sit behind a desk going, I want a tactical, I want black. Once I was saying that, waste of Michael Keaton's talent and time. Gary Oldman did fine, but it was a waste of his talent. Sam Jackson was more annoying than anything. Anytime it popped on the screen, I'm like, can we fast forward? Can we skip it? While in the original, when you saw like the fake commercials, you were getting feedback to us, the viewer, of what kind of world this is. Same with watching that stuff in The Running Man. You get feedback of these commercials and Captain, almost said Captain Planet's workout. Captain Freedom's workout. Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering? There's no charm, charisma, or heart in Robocop, the remake. And that's really what it is. Robocop 87 is Alex Murphy. The heart and soul of it all. At the end that says the name's Murphy. The 2014 is the soulless figure piece of OCP that's paraded around to hopefully make some money. And it didn't quite work out that way. Despite how people wanted to justify it. That's why you didn't see multiple sequels of the film. That's why very quickly it got into the goddamn Walmart $5 bin. Like quickly for a newer film. So yeah, 87 words in terms of ultra violence. I mean, he shoots a guy in the fucking dick. Lines of dialogue. Your move, creep. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. I mean, Robocop 87 is a classic. What more can be said about it? 2014 film is a fucking joke. I remember, oh, you just hate everything. Yeah, how many people remember the 2014 Robocop film? Exactly. Arrow Video and other places still doing stuff on Robocop 87. They're doing a Robo documentary because of that 87 film. Which I don't know, maybe that'll touch on the remake. And probably down the 4 years that documentary will come out after this video. But I try and think. Nancy Allen has more to do compared to the guy in the remake. Finding out, wait a minute, that's Murphy, that's you. Looking into it, trying to help him out in the third act. Help him on his journey regain his humanity. The whole stuff with the family, much more tragic and striking when he's all, other than Nancy Allen, but all alone. While in the remake, his family was there the whole time. They knew he was alive the whole time. There's no... It lessens the stakes so much. It lessens the dramatic punch of any sort so much. It's like, how do we make this story a lot less interesting? And the fact that the writers of the original stood by that remake when it came out, what the fuck? So yeah, Robocop 87, love that movie. Robocop 2 is underrated, although it does have its flaws. Fuck Robocop 3 and fuck the 2014 film. So, see you guys later. Bye-bye.